All right, everybody, listen, I just want to say this. You can love somebody, be friends with somebody, be close to somebody. They could be your homie, you could be a homette, your friend. They can love you, you can love them, and some people can still lie right to your face, and it doesn't matter to them. And that's what I want to talk about. See, it happened to me a long time ago. It happened to me really twice that I'm going to point out here. But the first time was a long time ago. Not current S, little s. How long ago was it? I was a young man, very young. Back when they used to have these things called electric football sets, it's like a metal electric football field, and you put the plastic players on it, and you press the button, and the thing would go, and the players would kind of walk and bump into each other and vibrate, and you'd play football like that. It was a fun little game. Before electric video games really became a thing, we had those, and I think they still sell those. So I had a friend of mine, and I got pretty good at the game. I was whooping people. I'd lose a couple games here and there, but I was whooping people pretty good. And I had a friend of mine who wanted to play the game. How do you keep beating these people, man? You keep winning all these games. I mean, you only win, you lose like every once in a while, man. I'm like, yo, man, you my boy. I'm gonna teach you, man. I'm gonna show you how to whoop people in this game. I'm gonna show you how to do it. And I showed him how to configure his players. I showed him how to make plays. I showed him how to throw the football. I showed him how to be accurate. I gave him all the tips and tricks. And he was grateful. But this was my friend. You share with your friend. You help your friend because that's what you do. And he took a really good liking to a couple of my players because I had a couple of players that I hooked up in a way that they did what I needed to do. I was really good with those particular players. I didn't even pull them out when I was practicing, or if I was playing with somebody I didn't want to destroy in the game, I kind of held them off to the side. I put them in a drawer because I only brought them out when it was serious business. When I was playing somebody I really wanted to beat, or somebody who was as good as I was, they were my all-star players. It was like when I played somebody that I didn't think was a threat at all or wasn't that good, or I thought I could probably take him, like I said, it would be like a regular football team when, you already got everything wrapped up and you don't want to put your best players out there because you don't want them to get hurt before the playoffs. I had my best two players in the top drawer, and he knew that. So I taught him how to play the game. He still couldn't beat me, wasn't even close, but he could whoop other people most likely. He admired those two players, man. Kept talking about them. Wish I had a couple of players like that. Hey, man, I might help you hook it up later on at some point. I might do that for you. We my boy. Everything's cool. We're friends. All right, okay, great. We had a great time. Had a great time. Fun, fun, fun. I go upstairs to go to the bathroom, and I hear him downstairs. Hey, man, I gotta go, man. I don't want to be late before I go home. No problem, man. Take care. See you at school. No problem. And I come downstairs, and I'm playing the game with myself. I have my opposition team because you can play against yourself, right? And I was like, you know what? Let me practice with my best two players because I got a guy that I'm going to play in a couple days, and he's talking a lot of crap, and I'm going to whoop him good. Go to the top drawer, and those two players are not there. Ooh. I know I didn't misplace them because there's only a couple things in the drawer, a couple of other things in the drawer, and those two things, I put them in the drawer by themselves. It was almost like a place of honor for those two Hall of Fame little plastic football players, two of the best players I got. I had to protect them, put them in the drawer, don't want them accidentally stepped on, and they're not there. Well, neither is my friend. He's not here also. And he was the one admiring them. They didn't jump out of the drawer themselves. I mean, they were good players, but not good enough to open a drawer and jump out. So I called him, hey man, did you see them players? Oh no, I ain't seen them things. I forgot, what players are you talking about? Playing dumb. So now I know he took them. I know. See you at school tomorrow is what I'm thinking. I see him at school tomorrow, and all of a sudden, somebody who's always hanging around me is finding excuses not to be around me. And what makes it even worse is he's looking at me with a smug, knowing look like I got your players. Ha ha ha. He was my friend and he betrayed me. I walked up to him, yo, man, those two players, man, do you know where they are, man? No, I don't know where they are. And I couldn't prove it. Neither my parents, his parents, they couldn't. He said he didn't have it. I mean, maybe he just misplaced them. Nobody believed me, but I know, and he knows, and he looks at me, letting me know that he has them. And then I overhear him talking to somebody else, trying to sound cool for some other some other people he wanted to be friends with, try to sound cool. Yeah, I got him. Ha ha. I got him. He. They didn't have the ability to record people surreptitiously, to sneak record one party consent. They didn't have that kind of technology at that particular time. So it was just me overhearing some stuff and I couldn't prove it. Now, what I did was I got some other guys and I configured them the same way, and I was able to be just as good with those two players. But it to lie to my face like that. What kind of a low human being would do that? Every day I have to look at this sucker knowing what he did. And the funny thing about it was that he was, like I said, he was trying to be friends with somebody who he thought was cool. I was just one of the nerdy guys. He thought they were cool. They were using his punk behind because he went to their house to play with the players. And instead of stealing the players while I was in the bathroom like this guy did, they literally just walked up to him and said, "Give me the players, man." No, give me the players. And when somebody stands and they're about 5 inches taller than you, the same age, but about 20 pounds heavier, they're in shape and they're known for whooping on people. And you're in their house and they got you all alone and their parents aren't there and they're about to beat you down. And he gave the players up. And the second he gave the players up, they dumped his punk behind with a quickness. And the guy who took him was an idiot because he didn't know what to do with him. To him, it was just a little plastic play. He didn't know how to work it the way I did. It was of no use to him. He just threw him in the trash. Just like that guy threw our friendship in the trash. I mean, at least the guy could have just, he knew they were mine. He could have just came and gave them back to me and found a way to give them. No, 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 no. Because he was an idiot too. But that was my friend. He came into my house, ate my food. Well, parents' food. I didn't buy it. I was a kid. Right? But he lied right to my face. And that was the first time I remember somebody I actually cared about, a good friend of mine, somebody I trusted, lied directly to my face. And that's very, very painful, isn't it? That absolutely sucks. And I tried my best to make sure that I didn't allow that to ruin any other friendships. I didn't want that to happen, but it's still stuck there. I always kind of looked at people kind of like this. Even at my age now, I trust people, but it's still a part of me that's like, you look like a football player stealer. You look like a little plastic football player stealer. You look like that's what it's a little bit of me that's like that. Sorry. We move a few decades, couple maybe a decade and a half later, and I'm doing a sales job. Right? I'm at a sales job and I got the guy to the cubicle next to me and we became fast friends, man. We were both pretty good salespeople, right? And we were so good at the sales that we would literally, they would have a little bit of music playing and they had a Biggie Smalls or something like that playing in the background or something like that, some rap song. And we both knew the words to it. So he's rapping the words while I'm on the sales call, right? And I stand up after my sale was completed and I jumped right in at that point in the song and we did the song together, high fived each other. Yeah, man. Yeah, elbowed each other. Yeah, yeah. We became friendly. We became what I actually thought of. I thought we were cool. I thought we were cool. I was the kind of person, I don't obviously I haven't done sales in 6,000 years, but I'm the kind of salesperson that I don't like to sound robotic when I talk to somebody on the phone. I don't like it. You got the script. Well, normally for the dozen, these computer ribbons would go out at this price and you could be getting all of that crap. I'm not doing that. I talk to people like human beings. And if you talk to a person like a human being and you're honest with the person, you know what happens sometimes? They like that. They will buy from you. There was a guy, this guy was a tough sell, and I flipped him. He was ready to get me off of that phone, but I talked to him like a human being, and he was about to get me up out of there. And do you know what he said? He goes, "You know what? I get these sales calls all the time. Same old corny lines. I can almost hear the papers rustling as they tell me these stupid lines and they read their little stupid charts and their little script they got to follow. But you talk to me like a regular dude. You talk to me like a real guy. You talk to me like a man." And when I told those people I didn't need those ribbons, that was a lie. I just didn't like them. But I like you. I'll buy your ribbons. And I didn't even know how much the ribbons were going to cost because I had it on the screen. I hadn't even gotten to my spiel yet. And I looked down and I realized the amount of ribbons he was going to have to buy because he had so many printers was going to be about $900. Now, this is $900 decades ago. You understand what I'm saying? Big sale, big sale. And the thing was, I began to build a relationship with this dude so much so that I would call him up and we would talk about ribbons. And if he didn't need ribbons, he would say, I don't need any right now. But we talk on the phone anyway. And my manager would go, Why are you still talking to the guy? I'm going, That's the $900 at a time guy. If he wants to talk for a few minutes, first of all, I like talking to him. If he wants to talk for a couple of minutes, it's okay because when he needs ribbons, that he gets them from us, right? Oh, that's right. Go right ahead and do what you want to do, my manager said. And we got to the point where I could call this guy up if I needed. We were having a sales contest. If I needed a sale because I was having a slow week, I could literally call this guy up and go, "Hey man, could you get the 36 ribbons from me a little bit early? I know you don't need them right now. I mean, according to your usage, you probably have about 10 left, but I really need to get this sale before a certain time. I needed the sale in this quarter. I can extend your thing from 30 days to 60 days. That way, you're still paying on the same schedule, but I get credit for the sale." He goes, yeah, I'll do that for you. No problem. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's okay. And that's the kind of relationship I had with him. When I needed to sell badly, I could call him up and he would buy the ribbons whenever the heck I needed him to do it. I had that relationship with him. I had him in my back pocket. I had a couple of people like that. I had a few people like that. I mean, those were like $100 sales to $50 sales, but I had a sale in the back pocket. I had them in my back pocket and they would all do the same thing for me. But he was the big bopper. He was the big one. And the guy next to me who we were doing rap songs and hanging out with and high-fiving and we was cool, he knew it. And because we were friendly, I thought we were friends, but we were more friendly. He knew where my paperwork was. He knew what the guy's name was. He heard how I talked to him. So we had little inside information. He knew what the guy's daughter's name was, what his wife's name was, little inside jokes. He heard them. So one day I wasn't there. I was probably sick or something. I don't remember what the circumstance was, but I wasn't there for a couple days. And guess who decided to do me the favor of cleaning my desk of that one specific person? Made a copy of the information, right? Knew from my other conversations I was going to be calling that guy for a couple of months. He knew that, which means he had a little time to work. I don't know why he thought it was going to work because he was probably an idiot. He calls the guy and says he's calling on behalf of me. And he decides he wants to get that little Sally sale on the side, right? Because he wants to do something. He wants to do something. And the guy goes, Hey, you know what? I just talked to him and I don't know, you know what? Yeah, not this time. Because he knew something was wrong. But you know what the guy did? Put the sale through anyway, hoping that the people who verify sales wouldn't get around to calling this guy. Because what would happen is the sale would go through temporarily, and then eventually they'd find out and he would, oh, it was a mistake. Mm-mm. The verifiers go, yeah, I think S already put this sale to this guy through. He wouldn't have put a sale to this guy through 4 days later for this amount of ribbons. This don't look right. He doesn't make mistakes like that. Is this a duplicate or something? So I get a phone call. Hey man, sorry to call you at home, but did you put in another sale for whatever and associates? And I'm going, no, I put one in on last week. No, I mean today. Did you put one in? I said, I'm not even there. How can I put one in? I'm not even. I'm oh, okay. Well, let's call. They called the guy. He described the voice of the person. He described how he sounded. And unfortunately, the idiot didn't block his number so the guy could tell what number it was, and it wasn't my number. And they found his punk behind. And they were way when the manager was as soon as when the manager was gonna come back, they were gonna fire his behind. But I was like, nah, don't fire him. Not till I'm there. And I show up the next day, hey, what's going on, buddy? And I'm looking at him like, uh-huh. Hey, what's wrong, buddy? Then I say the manager's name. Now, manager walks out, verifiers walk out. See this? What's that? You know what this is? This is a sale of mine, my client. You went on my desk and took my client. Well, I didn't think I was trying to do you a favor. All that bull crap. We were boys, I thought. And he went right on my counter and tried to steal one of my clients, looked me right in the eye and lied. Some people will lie right to your face. The first guy lied to my face, took my players, got played like a sucker. This guy was even dumber. because he was, how can I put it? It rhymes with frigging unemployed. Okay, that's not the rhyme, that's the real thing. But you get the point. You lost a friend and a good one, and your job, stupid, for a sale you didn't even get. And that chump, when I was a kid, lost a good friend, me, because he was stupid over some players that got thrown in the trash. There's a lot of people out there that will look you in the face and lie. And it feels bad because you like them. They were your friend. How could you do that? But they're actually doing you a favor in some ways. Because a lot of times these people are so stupid, they'll stab you in the back and nothing really bad happens to you. Nothing really happened to me after we got them football players. I just had to make two more. I knew how to do it. I didn't find them. I made them like that. If you didn't steal, I could have taught you how to do it, and you could have just made your own, and you'd still have your friend. I'd still kick your butt in football, but you'd have your friend. And that other sucker right there. If you wanted to know how to talk to people on sales calls and get the kind of rapport that I'm able to bring with people and can still do it, even though I don't do sales anymore, I could have taught you. I could have gave you some tips. Heck, if you didn't have the personality, I could have wrote a script that sounded like you were talking normally, and you would have been able to improve your sales, you stupid. Yeah, don't want to curse. But sometimes, man, people that you like, that you care about, that you think of your friends will lie to your face. But the good thing is, and I think this is a very good thing, I never let it affect how I treat the next person. Yeah, there's a part of me that's like that. But the person I'm dealing with does never they never see it. I don't treat them badly. I don't treat anybody badly because of what somebody in the past did. That doesn't make any sense. Now, you don't get have a fight at work with your boss or have a hard time at work and then come home and then be mean to your kids or your wife or your spouse or your husband. You don't do that. At least you shouldn't. You can't find any girlfriend I've ever been with, and I'm friends with 99% of the women I've ever been with. There's a couple I don't like at all, but everybody else I'm cool with. We're friendly. I'm friends with their husbands and their boyfriends. We're cool. But sometimes people will lie right to your face. And sometimes you just got to let the people that will do that go. They won't be missed. Have you ever missed a liar or a betrayer? If somebody lied to you or betrayed you, have you ever missed them after they were gone? Is it really bad to have one less liar around you? Hmm? Is it really bad to have one less betrayer around you? I think not. All they're doing is making space at the table for someone who's going to be good to you. So just put in that seat somebody who's going to be good to you. It's pretty simple. You dig? Of course you do. And with that, I say goodbye. See you next time.